Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, my friends. Here is Geraldo Lemos Neto, and I'm here with Marco Gandra from Portal Saber Espiritismo in Belo Horizonte. And this is program to Know Spiritism number 63. We are live for Kardec Radio, for Spiritism Dissemination, and the SN, Discover Spiritism Network. Today, we are going to talk about the continuation of the commentary on the page by the Spirit of Emmanuel called Parents in the Family that I talked about in the program to Know Spiritism number 61, 15 days ago. And this page was written as a commentary by Professor Herculano Pires. He wrote, "Who did not ask to be born?" and explained. The following is a commentary by Professor J. Herculano Pires on the message in the opposite page in this booklet that was published in English in 1966 for the first time in the United States. The message entitled Parents in the Family by the Spirit of Emmanuel. Professor Pires is an outstanding Brazilian columnist, author of important spiritual works, and a distinguished parapsychologist. And his works, of course, he is now, since 1979, residing in the spiritual world. He has passed away, and his commentary was published first in the newspapers in São Paulo in the 60s and 70s, and after that integrated some of the books that the Grupo Espírita Emmanuel GM from São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo, published about Chico Xavier's messages and works. And he commented about the message by the Spirit of Emmanuel, Parents in the Family. You can see that in one of my programs, the program to Know Spiritism number 61. So commentated Professor Pires. Question number 203 in the Spirit's book by Allan Kardec refers to the qualities children receive from their parents. To that question, the Spirits answered, they receive only physical life, for the soul is indivisible. A father with a father with a low IQ may have intelligent children and vice versa. So that was the commentary by the higher spirits to Allan Kardec. When a mother and a father have children, they only transmit to their children physical life, physical body, because the soul is precedent from that family. The soul comes from the spiritual world. So, and it's clear that we can understand that, because one father that has a low IQ may have very intelligent children and vice versa. And Professor Pires commented, it was the general belief that parents always transmit something to their soul qualities. of their soul qualities to their children. The spirits, however, refuted this assumption. When there are similarities of temperament and the same likes and dislikes in a family, spirit teaching explained this, that this is not due to physical heredity, but to spiritual affinity. On being reincarnated, spirits are attracted to prospective parents through links of the past. These links are positive when there is mutual affection, attraction, and these links are negative when there is a mutual dislike. Harmonious parents and children are sympathetic spirits, while those in conflict are debtors and creditors who meet again. A spirit who is sufficiently involved to be aware of his imperfections after spending the appointed time in spiritual life, will request to be reincarnated. He then attaches himself through affection or remorse to those with whom he lived in the previous life, positive and negative attachments, asking that he became their children or their child. Each birth in the world presupposes decisions made in the spiritual world. Some simply ask, while others plead to be born. Those who plead the most are usually the greater complainers in this life and the less adjusted in the family, for their needs are greater. The human concept that no one has asked to be born is an error stemming from man's spiritual blindness. Since we do not remember the spiritual events prior to our birth, it enabling us to have a new life free from disturbing memories, we are under the impression that we came to this world independently of our will. And this is not true, because we asked to be born, and we ask our parents to receive us as their childs. Many accuse their parents of being responsible for their birth, as if parents had the power to create when they please and choose the spirits that must be born as their children. But that's not true. Emmanuel's message places the problem in precise terms in order to call our attention to the importance of fulfilling our family duties. He shows us that the fulfillment of these duties, or the lack of it, will determine our future situation in the spiritual life. Physical life has a short duration, but spiritual links persist beyond beyond death and are reflected in the future lives. Professor Pires. So I think this is very clear. Before we were born, we asked to be received by our parents as their children, as their child. Most of the time, we pledged them. We promised forgiveness. And we insisted to be born. And most of the time, they received us with open heart and minds. So that we must be very grateful to them, both mother and father. Because of them, we are here, experiencing this life, having all kinds of opportunities to evolve, to surpass all kinds of problems, to understand our situation, and to win good grades in our progress towards a more spiritual being, towards spirituality, towards culture, conquering intellect, more things, wisdom, knowing new things here on earth, and also establishing new relationships. So let's be grateful to them. That's the message that Professor Pires is giving to us in regard of the message Parents in the Family by the Spirit of Emmanuel. I hope you enjoyed this and hope to see you next week with the program To Know Spiritism number 64. See you. Bye-bye.